Greetings. Tony Davis coming to you from MOE, Public Speaking Leadership Academy. Everyone knew it was impossible until a fool who didn't came along and did it. You have to leave the weirdos where they get weird at. In moving forward in life and looking at your future goals, remember one thing, or keep in mind this. You cannot stand in the grass too long and allow it to start to grow up under your feet. And that everything needs water to grow, including yourself. Water yourself, but not just with tap water. Allow it to be structured water, that pH water, that balanced water. And water is not the water that you drink. We have to drink water, yes. But in watering the mind, in order to move forward in the future, you have to water yourself with different stimuli. Reading books, going to seminars, asking questions, and stretching yourself. Just like in business, we know in business, it takes people and projects to grow. In growing and coming into that picture that you've painted for yourself, for your future, act as if, feel as if, and think as if that you're already there. Feel the feeling. Feel the emotion. Taste it. Touch it. Live it in your now. Don't wait. Live it in your now. And as you begin to grow, also be very careful about becoming comfortable. When we become comfortable, we stop asking the hard questions and we stop seeing what is right in front of us. Stay uncomfortable to stay comfortable. Even though that may sound a little contradictory. But let me explain. Let me expound on that just a little bit more. When we become comfortable, we stop asking questions. We start trusting. It's okay to trust, but don't trust to the point where your reputation and your livelihood gets put on a chopping block for someone else. I own a small construction company. And as I stated earlier, that we grow through people and projects. In order to continue to move and do greater things, but also to bring in more revenue, sometimes you have to trust other people in order to do a job for you, which is fine. I remember having a subcontractor who was with me for who was with me for some time. And I got comfortable with this gentleman. And this gentleman started making mistakes because he became comfortable. And when he made the mistake or he messed something up, the phone calls came to me, not to him. His reputation wasn't on the line. My reputation was on the line. But I had become comfortable with this gentleman, and I believed what he said until I walked in and took a look at the job myself. And I said to myself, I can't believe, and then I had to stop. And I had to ask myself a question. What happened to you, Tony? I became comfortable. And I allowed this gentleman to become comfortable. And by doing that, I became more uncomfortable because the calls were coming to me, not to him. My reputation was at stake. My reputation of doing more than what I am paid to do. My reputation as of being meticulous was starting to be in question. And as we know, bad mouth get around quicker than good. I had to become unstuck. STUCC. Standard thinking under critical circumstances. I had to start asking myself some questions, Tony. If you make this decision of holding on to this individual and allowing this individual to continue up under your name, what's going to be the outcome? Negative press, loss of trust, and loss of clientele. We know that it takes almost a lifetime to build trust and just a few seconds to break that trust, and then another lifetime to regain that trust. Today, I'm making sure that I embrace the uncomfortability. And I know that it's okay to be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. I want to say to you that no matter what you do, don't worry about being uncomfortable. Don't worry about making those critical decisions in critical times. But also, I want to say to you, practice your critical thinking skills. Ask yourself some questions, especially if you have painted a picture of a bright future for you. You can picture that picture of a bright future for you. But one thing you can't do, you can't tell big dreams to small-minded people. And you can't become too comfortable with others, because it's not their picture. It's not their future. So you have to make sure that, I don't care who it is, because your picture is your picture. It's been given to you. You've been put on this planet to make an indelible mark upon the planet. And some people are not going to see the picture for you because they can't see it for themselves. Stay diligent in your approach. Stay focused and stay goal-orientated. And if someone says to you, you let them in on your idea, and all you want is just an opinion. And if they say to you, you can't do that, ask yourself a question. Who are they to say that you can't do it when they haven't tried for themselves? So that means that they don't know. And once again, you can't tell your big dreams to small-minded people. As a person, your ability is different from the next one's. But don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and show your vulnerability. In a world full of phonies and pretenders, authenticity stands out like a beacon. Let your authenticity stand out. Let who you are stand out. You don't have to be part of the social norm, doing and thinking like everyone else. Your thinking is different because your goal is different. Now, if you find someone that is aligned with you and your goals, then those are the ones that you communicate with, especially your dreams and your goals. And as someone said, if you're the smartest one in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Stretch yourself. I had to stretch myself. I had to overcome that what people might think of me, because I look like I got it under control, like I know, like I'm aware. And I didn't want people to look at me as any different. But it wasn't about how the people looked at me. It was how I looked at myself at the end of the day in that mirror. Was I being a phony and a pretender? Or was I being authentic? And being authentic, I can learn more, because I'm not going to allow the fear to disrupt my goal or my path. I had to understand just as well too, some storms come, and not all storms come to destroy. Some storms come just to open up the path so you can have a clearer path. Just as well as storms in life, when storms happen in nature, our skies are gray. And sometimes when the skies are gray, our energy and our focus is low. But one thing I've learned, no matter where I go, I got to bring my own sunshine with me. But also knowing that the sun is above the clouds and the clouds are just hanging low. And eventually the sun is going to shine again. Stay focused on your endeavors. Stay focused on your goals. And remember one thing. Embrace uncomfortability, because uncomfortability is going to help you to become comfortable. And not much more comfortable. Don't look at the past. If you do look at the past, don't look back too long. Because the past is a past. And the past was your formative years, building you for your today and building you for a brighter future of tomorrow. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to show a little bit of vulnerability, because you're human. It's okay. Keep in mind one thing. Everything needs water to grow. And whatever you do, if you love yourself, water yourself. Keep educating yourself. Pour, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Once again, leave the weirdos where they get weird at. And you keep moving forward, because I had to learn how to keep moving forward in spite of it all. Or I would not be here with you right now. I could be a memorial. I could be pushing up some dirt. Or I could be on the street somewhere, addicted and strung out. But I'm giving God thanks that I'm not. I'm also giving God thanks that He allowed me to go inside and pull some things out, but also to become strong enough to ask for some help, ask for some guidance. It's another thing to learn something but not put it into practical application. Once you learn it, put it into practical application, and that brings about the wisdom. If you learn something and you just put it up on the shelf, the time was wasted. Continue to move forward. Paint a bright picture for your future, because it's all possible. It is all possible. Once again, Tony Davis coming to you from MOE, Public Speaking Leadership Academy.